What's going on? It's Two Will, guys. Just brought you up here to show you some updates. This was one of the very first graphs that I ran on my car, and you can see our boost, how it kicks in and where it drops when we shift, right, for our RPMs and where we shift when it builds, and then it drops again. Well, after reviewing graphs and numbers, I started realizing that every time, because I've got a lot of graphs, man, I noticed that every time before we hit our peak RPM, our boost starts to taper off. You know what I mean? So let's just say even our boost is already tapering there, man. And we still have all that to climb. You know what I mean? So same thing, right before you get to the high end of fourth gear, that was at 62. That wasn't too bad. But you can tell basically that our boost drops off, the closer we get to our max RPM, and then that's when it clicked on me. I mean, I've been tuning for hours a day as much as I possibly can. It tuned on me that, hey, I should be shifting a little bit sooner. So, you know what I mean? If boost is dropping off, 500-600 RPMs before red line, I should be shifting from then. This way, when I get into my next gear, I've already got, my target boost is sitting there waiting for me. Well, this is the map I'm at today. You can see a pretty big difference in the way the maps look, especially the boost. Okay, this was boost going. Also, I've already changed settings, so my boost line is already much more smoother. But you can see what happened here. Okay, if you go down, you see I shifted here about 6,500, a little bit lower than that, about 6,300. So my boost had already dropped a few pounds by then. But once my shift had completed, okay, and I started climbing in fourth, you know what I mean? I was already over 10 pounds of boost coming into my next gear. Versus here, I was probably like 7 or 8. So you can see how much smoother my graph looks over here than it did over here. Things are coming along pretty nicely here. I'm learning, of course, as you would expect. And then with the number chart here, you can also see what I'm talking about when I shift. So what we're going to be going off of is our RPMs here. So you can see right where I shifted was at 6,300. Okay, and that was coming from target. I should have been a little bit higher on my target boost. Okay, but once I shifted in the fourth, I was already coming into 11 pounds of boost. Okay, that's a big fucking difference. That makes a big difference out of the car. I don't think I pulled horsepower out of the way that I've been tuning lately. Okay, I definitely don't think I've been getting horsepower, but what I have been gaining is torque. You know what I'm saying? Just better drivability. It's a much smoother power delivery now. Let me open up another graph so I can show you real quick. Let's go on a wide open throttle run here that I had. This way you can see what these numbers were looking like. And I figured out shifting earlier was it was in my best interest. I looked it up and I was correct, and the graph backs me up. The graphs back me up, man. It's wild. This is wild, dude. I can spend hours and hours and hours just data logging, running numbers, and you know what I mean. Things are getting pretty intense, I guess you could say. This is cool. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been doing. The graphs, like I said, they're coming out really nice. From where we started to where we're at today, it's a lot smoother. I'm holding higher boost numbers, a lot longer. I mean, I've got all sorts of maps, man, but obviously this one was from today. That's one of my favorite maps. So I don't know. I'm just showing y'all what I've been up to, man. Look at that. Look where boost is all over the place. And I can, when we shift, we're already losing boost before we shift. It comes back up, start losing again. So why go through all this trouble of, riding that gear out to almost red line when I could have already been in boost that much longer, I don't know, just stuff I'm working on and getting deeper into, you know, and you guys are along for the ride. So this is where I'm at today, and it's only gonna get better from here, man. You know, people like us, we don't just call it quits off a few upgrades or a few mods, man. You know, we're never finished.